Hello, Garo Hills, and welcome to the Open Championship presented by the Guardian Elites. This time around, of course, it's going to be the Garo Hills. You might be saying nothing, but yes, we're finally here back. But tonight is going to be that grand finals against D-Mob, as you can see down there. Team Mob versus C3 Meraki. Not quite sure how they play it. Haven't been watching the strategy, just follow up from time to time. But I think for sure that we can kind of predict what C3 Meraki would be doing. But on the other side though, MOB or Mob, they gotta set new standards, because right now seems like the draft is gonna be moving right now. It's your boy Bolty, casting and streaming on the desk. We're gonna walk you through this tournament one by one. It's gonna be best of 5 series. Hope you guys enjoy as well. And huge thank you to the Guardians Elite Esports for handling the Open Championships. So with that being said, let us see and let us go straight into the match, because the drafting has already started. Yes, sir. Drafting has already started. And as you can see, both of the teams have finished with their first phase of the draft. Not quite sure what's gonna happen just yet, but of course they have banned 3 heroes, significant heroes. Of course, the Wanwan, the Ishin Shin, and the Phobias. You know, these kind of heroes are both predicted to be banned, more like a must ban, a pick or ban heroes. So basically, on the other side of C3 Meraki, they're taking away an Alucard for some reason. I don't know if they're just playing around, but banning an Alucard is actually wild here. But on the side of MOB though, they are looking very serious. They're picking up the Roger Jungle. Not quite sure if this Roger Jungle is quite relevant just yet, but we've seen sometimes as a pocket pick for even sometimes Tartarus. Joseph used to play this, and even in big stages as well, we see from time to time that Roger Jungle, not the best, but it works if you have the team for it. And as you can know, the Zetian, not a very strong mage, I would say more of like a utility mage. But if you can time her Fury of the Phoenix right, the amount of utility she can deal and stun and in the AoE is just immaculate. So having that is also very cool. So on the other side though, they're picking the Granger just to make sure they have the range, they have the sustain, they have the amount of micros that they can pull up with a Granger, because Granger is basically also a pick or ban hero at this point. Even following up with the consecutive nerf, he is still out there rocking, right? So if we look at the C3M draft though, it seems like they're going for a more meta oriented draft. They have the Lapu, which is a very strong fighter right now in this current patch, and same goes with the Lancelot with Van Morales. Of course, he was once a super Van, but right now he's going to be the jungle of C3M as well as Super M. I feel like both of these teams are like transferred ones from a once impurity, but right now they are sticking to C3M. And of course, Baxia is going to be on the roam side here. We're not seeing a Baxia jungle just yet. We don't want to see a Kyrie, especially Kumar. You do not want that. But for now, C3M Nox gonna go for the Kadita. I think a Kadita also is one of the best assassin mages right now, because of the buff on the swing time of the Rough Waves, and the Rough Waves deals a lot of damage at the same time. It also, in terms of just using that ultimate, it just goes instantly, it just activates instantly, and it's kind of a bit hard to predict. Even if you don't have a suppression is the only thing that can stop the Rough Waves from actually activating. So even if you give the stun, the drop wave is still going to drop, so you have to be very careful, especially if Kadita is paired up with a Petrify. This can deal a lot of damage to your backline, especially. It's basically going to be a Eudora phobia, like Kadita phobia, because in the bush is usually where Kadita would stay, and it comes in with that Ocean Ode, and then you're done. It's just over. But for now, as you know, both sides, you're actually seeing Esmeralda. I think Esmeralda kind of works with Lapu in terms of match, because Esmeralda, any fighter heroes that can cook up a shield in their skill, Esmeralda is gonna use that as her advantage. So picking that Esmeralda against Lapu is actually pretty tight, I'm gonna lie. And also we have a collector boy, a Kufra, picked on the side of MOB. This draft is more like Late drive, as you say, because Crucial is not usually used in this tournament. But these are your lineups. On the blue side, we have MOB. And on the red side, we have C3 Meraki, who is going to be prepared just for that little action. The C3M, of course, they have the better draft, I think, in terms of lead. Unless something here happens, but we're not quite sure just yet. We're gonna be landing itself into the Land of Dawn just now, but God, what's going on? Hey, what happened?
Reaches the battlefield. Smash them. All troops deployed.
What is going on? Are we live? Bro, what the frick is this? Are we live? I feel like we're live now, right? Okay, we're live. Okay, folks, we're live. We're live, and the fight has started. That took a bit of a while to kind of congest itself up, but that's gonna be alright for now. As the first blood to the side of C3M within 2 minutes. It's like Van Morels is gonna go ahead and do a bit of the puncture, but that is gonna force MOB to definitely get out of their jungle if they don't have what it takes to go ahead and farm up as much as possible. But as of now, it seems like C3M are just looking for a brawl statement on this mid side as they're looking for the split push. Not really a push, but force push most likely, because I love... What is this? AE Sparkatina? I have no idea. This Nathan though, this Nathan is just going ham with the mid side. They almost take out that tier 1 on the mid. And it's only been 3 minutes and the mid is already like 50%, and that is actually crazy. Not exactly sure what's gonna happen sooner or later yet, but that is gonna be a bot side as Super M is like bonking, and he is just hoping to stop, but here comes a Tyrant's Revenge over towards Super M. Super M is definitely gonna fall here, but still there is Anatan trying to take out this kill on towards Lich, but it seems like Lich is gonna get thirsted down instantly. But Van Morels, look at that, uses the puncture to just come in to grab the kill. He's going to go 1v1 against Vampire, but that's a triple for C3M. And they make it just in time to get 7 kills for themselves. This time it's just a 2-for-3 trade. Still in favor to the side of C3M. Can't exactly know just yet. I'm just looking and just trying to thirst people down for now. But it's just going to be another bang to the bottom side of Super M, going for the 1.5 towards Lich. Lich is in trouble. He gets thirsted, flickered out with Zenny, And also all the mid members just fall in place as Lich is dead. And the mid side though, it's just Van Morales trying to do something here. Actually got a kill on Maiden Dorant here. And yes, they're gonna go for that. The Rough Ways connects and Sub-Zero gets sub-burrowed or something on towards the bot side there. But as you know, in the bot side, Superkins, we don't exactly know what's gonna happen because Vampire, they're very underfarmed now. If you're looking at items is actually I don't have the thing to look at the items for some reason. Not quite sure why is that happening. I'm just gonna have to press this for now. But that is quite unfortunate. We don't have the items to press. That is another. I forget now. Yep, that is an entropy. But right now, that is just going to be a pure slaughtering by C3M in the Open Championship of the Guardians Elite. I think this is a season 1. They're going for more, but that, you know, Cloak of the Phoenix definitely helped to push back Super M from the 1.5. It's working out for now. It's working out really good for C3M as they have, you know, the objective advantage. Vance Molaire is gonna look for the top, but it's just gonna get stopped by the Esmeralda for now. Talking about a Super 1.5 drop in, and there's more gonna be happening. Super M trying to tank a lot of the damage, but don't forget Nathan is on the flash. But there comes the everything, the ultimate Fiesta. They take down Super M this time. It's still getting traded out with both of the roamers, but another EXP falls. Vampire's really low. He has to get out of that harm's way. Super, never mind. It's Van Morales gonna go in to get the clash, and he gets it. A godlike for the Shing, the young Curl TZ or something. Wouldn't go for that statement just yet, but yeah, Van Morales is actually cooking. But on the other side here though, it seems like Zenny will be looking for an engage here because we are seeing him in the bush. So not exactly sure what is he gonna do unless something's happening. But we never know. Unless on the top side here, we are gonna be seeing that mob looking for a set. Tyrant's Revenge not quite hitting there, but it's gonna be immobilized Van Morales. But this guy is so fat, he's doing something. But of course the Lakon Pounce is gonna be the one to thirst him down. Trade for trade of both the junglers for both MOB and C3M, but for now it's gonna be a better trade as they get 2 on towards MOB. C3M still looking strong as usual, gonna go for the Oceano, not quite with the Rough Ways, but the Petrified to secure the kill as Nox is 6-0-4. In terms of gold lead, this is looking very one-sided to the side of C3M. As you guys know, they're already 17 kills ahead. They're just looking for kills instead of just going this time around. But Super M is just gonna go for the 1.5 here. And Nathan's just gonna follow it out. He still needs to get the items. He's only 2 items in. Once you get the Holy Crystal, that is when Nathan can potentially get a Savage. Because they're definitely C3M. They like to play inside, and there comes the initiation coming up. The miss side, let's force that flicker. Zenny didn't quite, you know, get that land shaker flick, but he gets taken out there. Traded for the Zetian still. Another Zetian falling to the bot side here as Sub-Zero also bites the dust, but Super M stayed too long inside the true damage of the turret, and he gets taken out. But right now, look at these guys. Fellow Morales gonna go in, gonna go use some Torn Rose, but Lich gets taken out. Phantom Execution to kind of get the safety, but just in time, he goes for more. He dodges every projectile coming at him. The Neo Van Morales. Rough Ways goes in barked, and that is gonna be an onslaught stop to the side of C3M as they are definitely butchering everybody here. Puncture gonna go in. This is Van Morales, even with Rose 2 actually one-sided handed. He can just puncture 2. That bouncing ball takes down Lich, and this guy is effortless and relentless. And he takes out one more Lich and the rest of C3M. It's time for them to clean up the battlegrounds. What a play as Super M gonna come in. Zenny, what is wrong with Zenny? Not quite tanking just yet, but this is the time. As long as Nathan is up, he can take it out. But here comes the Star Moon fall down. Or Starlock fall down, or Star Moon, I forgot. Esmeralda ultimate for some reason. But that's completely fine, guys. That's completely fine, as we're still looking for an angle to kind of start things out. Here comes the Super M trying to charge up that Shield of Unity. As of now, they're gonna find Salgim, but Super M tanking too much damage here. They're just waiting for Nathan to kind of do something, but it seems like Jenny gonna try to tank it out, but not enough as the Lich with the Sky Piercer takes out. But that is a brawl server in this middle side as CTM, they secure that second inhibitor. And I'm gonna be looking for more unless Nathan here got a bit too aggressive, I should say. Yes, gets taken out by Lich easily, but it's a 925 on the leaderboards if you see on the items. And what's gonna be happening? I don't know. I don't get it, bro. I don't like. If I look at the Lich though, if we look at his stacks, it's just 276, a bit under for 9 minutes at this point. But that's all right. They're not in the leading phase. But oh, actually, look at this. Right, that is the items. Okay, I can get it. As for more Van Malaire's still doing something. Van is on fire now. He's already got the kills, 10-2-4, but don't forget that Snox is still 8-0-4. He can come in anytime, swoop in that rough waste and gets the kill. Well, yeah, Sub-Zero. It's not Sub-Zeroing this time around. The splash of the Landseeker goes in. That is another Petri combo. That is rough waste. Takes down the valley to the ocean waves. They go as Van cleans up the battlefield. This could be the first game for C3M as they are onslaughting towards MOB. And yes, indeed, that is game number 1 to the side of C3M. Actually, kind of goated and crazy, don't you think, guys? The score, of course, is going to be 1 to the side. But we can basically change that later on, but of course. Holy hell. That is total domination, guys. Total domination. As you can see, the picks were not quite valid for the side of MOB because CCHM, they know that their opponents, you know, they're underestimating their opponents, but they still know that they can get the buck out of it. Even Super M didn't even go for the dominance, just a black ice shield. They don't even care about the anti-heal. They're just going for the kills left to right. But it seems like we're going for the second match here. I'm going to have to switch the logo a bit, guys. Hold up. Let me cook. Because C3M is going to be in the other side now. Guess we are just solo doing. There's kind of speed running too. They don't even give me time to actually do a breakdown. But of course it's alright. After this, we're going to have a 15-minute breaks. But yep. C3M going to be on the blue side, and of course the red side is going to be the MOB. But this time around, MOB could looking at how the match plays. I'm kind of a bit skeptical about. I look at a bit skeptical now. I'm a bit scared for MOB now because they were not having the best time of their lives. Instead, they're getting plastered down most of the time. That's not good. That's not freaking good. Might as well just say Mitala at this point. That's what Octopus told me to say, but still not the bait. But oh my god, they're going for the same ban. C3M, I guess somebody did a homework that they should not give them the Alucard, because maybe there's a one-trick Alucard to the side of MOB, because they're just going for the plain same old bans. In the previous ban, they go for Earthel. Actually ban out the only thing that they kind of, counter a Granger, but it seems like the Nathan wasn't a problem in terms of laning, because Super M just babysits the Nathan, and then things happen. Things actually this time around, it's alright, it's alright. This tournament is still presented by the one and only Guardian Salate, guys. Show some love, hit that like button, share to your friends, and all. We'll have a nice time in the grand finals, the best of 5 series here, all from Garrow Hill Special. Yes, sir. Okay, same ban to the other side of MOB again. They don't want to give. It's more of like this time they're switching up things because they don't want Van to go absolute bonkers on towards the Lancelot again. The 2 other bans is still normal as usual. 1-1 should be out of the meta, and then same with the rising jungler that is Yi Shin. Still absolutely crazy, this guy. Van Morels this time around is pulling up the Fanny plays. At first pick Fanny is quite the ego pick if you guys may ask, but of course if it's an ego pick, the follow-up with a counter pick is gonna start from the side of MLB. And yes, look at that, boys. Salgrim this time around. I'm pretty sure Salgrim was the EXP laner. And Sub-Zero is the roamer of MLB, but they can change things out. Vampire, of course, is the jungler, but it seems like they're trying to go for the... I don't know why they're trying to go for the Durant, actually. It will not be the best pick here, especially against a Fanny. If we're talking about the early game invasion that's going to be coming for C3M, because they like to go early invade. Especially what I've heard, if they are very confident, of course, they are always going to go to the invade. Damage reduction is not going to be an issue for C3M as long as they have the team macro and coordination.
Choose my own path.
In the bush. Okay, at least my voice is working. I was just checking. Try to do everything by myself, guys. Try to do everything by myself. Alright, what do we have here? This time around, okay, so Lapu is not the priority. Instead, we are seeing a bit of a turn up here as Nox here picks the Arlott. I don't know if they're gonna be swapping just yet, but Nox is definitely feels like he's swapping with the EXP. That is Zenny. But Karina, on the other hand, using a Harriet this time around, has to... I think he has to go for the Purify. The fact that the amount of crowd control that could come for the side of MLB, they have a Way of the Dragon. They have him offended, so he needs something to counter. Yeah, he switched out insteadly. Because going for the Vengeance would just be a dead wish, you know, sitting duck out there. So having a Purify is just gonna make your play a bit more safe, and possible Savages could follow up. The fans, of course, are gonna be crazy this time around, boys. It's absolutely nuts, if you ask me now. Right. Oh, okay. A bit of technical issue, guys. Hold up. I gotta fix it a bit, but I'll tell you the draft later on. It'll be right. It's what happens when you use a capture card, guys. This is what happens when you use a capture card. Are we back? Are we back, folks? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, but I missed the draft there a bit. Okay. Oh, yes. I was wondering why C3M didn't do this earlier. Wait, they should. They definitely should. Grok is already revamped, and you know how much a Grok gave me a hard time in rank. It's just crazy. So if you can see a Grok here actually by Super M, that would be quite nice because his mechanics would completely change. Even the Wild Charge deals a lot of damage. And the second, you know, the Guardian's Barrier this time around can deflect projectiles. So that is a better Lolita. Better Lolita. Let's just say the cooldown is a bit longer for Grok to pull up the Guardian's Barrier. But even the one, you know, the first skill Swipe is a crowd control, basically knocking. If you pair it up with a Guardian's Barrier, it can go really crazy.
Experience the euphony of suffering.
And it's gonna be quite timely. Of course, the Collector Arlott is gonna be spent for the side, but yeah. Alright, wait. What is it gonna be? Wait a minute? C3M are kind of cooking without a mid laner. They're going for a mid lane physical. That's gonna be an Arlott. Nox is not playing his time of the round, but other side of MOB, they're just going for the pickoffs. They're not looking tanky. They're just gonna go pickoffs. Hopefully they can pick somebody up, but a Grok there is gonna be their downfall, because if you can use this Grok quite well, damage wise, it can one shot a squishy marksman. It's a full combo with the Guardian's Barrier and the Wild Charge. Man, these guys need to really look out for this Grok, because we will see how this turns out. But of course, teams a swipe. C3M gonna have that first point of the day in the grand finals of the Open Championship presented by the Guardians Elite. Right side is gonna be MOB. We're gonna be heading to the Land of Dawn right here, and yes, indeed, we go. Gonna go for that second border match. Borderline is gonna be quite the heli. MOB on the red side, blue side C3M. Let's see how this turned out, because this is interesting. C3M definitely are looking down on the other team now. It's already shown itself, because Nox, as a physical guy, is just on the mid, laning against the Kagura. But of course, the farming session is going to be the boring session. But bot side, SuperM finally go for the Guardian's Barrier, and yes, he tried to go for the whip, but not quite yet. Unless he have that, hit the level 2, he won't be able to stun Lich for quite a long yet. But Herald against the Granger, it works. After you have that power spike, it's gonna be buzzing. Of course, there's gonna be a bit of invade on the other side here. Super M is looking to give vision provision. As you know, the passive of Grok, if you stay near a wall, you can get that anti-CC. But this time around, it seems like Grok actually has the shield. I don't know if it's still gonna be anti-CC, but having an extra shield is just crazy. I think the shield, he still has a shield, of course, but that's gonna be a flick for the Cho, so no surprise elements. Invasion coming already, but Vampire forcing out the retribution. But to what avail, costing his retribution, as Van Morels this time he's gonna hit that level 4 and start slitting throat. Probably the target would be Lich here in bot side. As of now, Vampire also, they are kind of overseeing this, so they're gonna be, fortifying, or maybe they're gonna go for the turtle. But of course, Van Morels, having lots of mobility, will try to get one kill and maybe come back, but it seems like he's not gonna do that. Gotta be very careful, as Nox is in trouble. Oh, the kick. Way of the Dragon. Okay. And we actually pushed off C3M this time around. Super M. Van Morels, still again. Gonna go for the slit throat. First blood to the side of C3M with Zenny. They even get the turtle. So no sweat, no challenge. Give us something. Itemization is still alright. Oh, it seems like we're requesting a post now. Not exactly sure which side, but yep, post meta bag, guys. After this, we're gonna be seeing like the resuming already, huh? It's crazy. This crazy. We're friends of the duplicate this time around. Itemization, nobody hits that level, that full item break just yet. It's an invade coming in from Zenny also. Oh, mid side. They want to see the gank on bot. Lich is in trouble. Lich is a safe game at this point. The entirety of C3M falling down on bot side here. Lich is down. He still takes out Zenny though, but it's going to be Karina taking a kill. Nox is also down. It's going to be a 1-2 trade in favor of the side of MOB. What a desolate way to just use something, huh? No, Dark Horse. There's no Sandforce here. Sandforce is just too goated. I like this. I love to see Grok around, because Grok is just... His movement speed is quite a lot, especially if you are in the barriers, right? But oh, pause meta once again. Pause meta, but we were going to be resuming. I don't know who the heck plays with the pause. But that definitely not me, guys. Definitely not me. Yep, Sub-Zero. I'll go for the basics for now, but they know that Super M is around the corner. They don't know that Vampire is close enough, but Karina, make it a poke. Oh, Nox, and another pause. Pause is quite crazy, guys, if you ask me. Pause is crazy. For sure, another resuming happening up. The pause is not holding for a while. Some folks are gonna be happening as Nox go and use the Vengeance Dauntless Strikes. Final slash could happen because the flicker is still onto the arsenal of Nox. Surprise attack could happen. Oh, that's a wild charge just to knock out Vampire. I think it's done for Vampire. He's gonna get taken out easily here, and that is Nox going with Dragon connecting to Nox, but it's not gonna be enough as Sub-Zero might as well fall as well. But he kind of survives, but nobody's gonna go for him instead. They thought he's gonna go on the bot side. That's why he's just the Super M just go for the bot side. But it seems like Lich is gonna fall. Bite the dust. Here comes Nox with a kill secure. That is our kill. But don't forget in the mid side here, they are. MLB are looking for objectives now because they know that team fight is not their forte. So maybe chipping down the split push strategy could work for them. Now conceal play coming in from C3M. Guess they're gonna go for it. The Guardian's Bear just in prime for Vampire to not escape. He gets thirsted down instantly. Killing spree for Nox. It's a mid lane Arlott here. They're making new metas. It only works when your opponent is not good. Oh, flicker final slash just in position for the follow-up as Lich. He bites the dust. Karina though, door on. He's gonna get taken out there. Even the Yin Yang overturn couldn't do much against the Karina at this point. Sangrim is trying to look for the fight against Zenny. Still fighting for more, and Sub-Zero gonna have to join the fray. Knocks him up. Didn't quite actually have the Way of the Dragon to connect just yet. But Zenny here regaining all the HP. He's still fighting. Don't know in terms of itemization. He's got to look for the other side now. He might get taken out here. And yes, they take him out. It's an overstaying Zenny. You know, biting more than what he can chew. Nox. Is it gonna be a Nox play here, or is it gonna be a turtle play? This most likely will be the second turtle to the side of C3M because no contest coming up. Vampire, like we said, the rot jungle is not looking good. Okay. And invade for the roamer and the gold laner. Guardian's Bear just to make sure that nobody comes through. Conceal play makes up. Kind of missed the fight on top side, but definitely Vampire falls. Flicker, I'm offended to the tier 2, but Zenny, high mobility is going to stop him from getting killed. Van Morales takes him down. The Sub-Zero instead gets hunted down, and not a Sub-Zero hunting down a Fanny. As Nox here is going to try dashing out the damage so good as the Salgim getting thirsted down. And looking at the items now though. The gold lead is insane. We're talking 6k gold lead. Sub-Zero. I'll go for the bang slot here. But that is a perfect final slash connecting as well as Karina here. Trying to secure kills, but Zenny would have been one to get that double. And that is 3 down. Wasted there with a good macro that came from C3M. These guys are hoping to find themselves in top teams because we don't quite see Impurity there. Selgim. Gotta go for that wild charge, knocking up 2. That could be the first kill to the side of C3M, but they don't go for it because it's a Ruby. I want to throw it this time around, but even the throw, I think they can come back, get back to their 2 feet pretty safely, because this is a 10k gold lead already. Quite insane if you ask me, guys. Oh, the slash coming up. That is Salgim down the drain. This might as well be a series, a 3-0 series, because it's not a best of 7, it's a best of 5, guys. The flicker comes in from Zenny. Raging Sandstorm, raging out. Kagura in place. Meiji is in trouble. Sangrim not quite yet. The basic exposed. The Way of the Dragon connects, but to what cost? Your own life. And this is it. Tier 2, that not tier 2, but second inhibitor down. As it's all deja vus for C3M. As it seems like they're gonna take this game again. They take down some kills for now. 3 down, but they gotta shut down. What can MOB do? This is a pure dominance. But wait, it's gonna be a comeback session unless if they're gonna go for the crystal, but maybe it's too late now. Or wait, it's not that late. That is 3 down. MOB can still come back from this. Look at Nox though, he's sustaining a lot. Trying to be that Sandford. Even flickers out, but no. You can't escape the wrath of a Sky Piercer. And the moments have been cluttering here. MOB are looking to retake it, but that is a solo kill coming in on top side as Van Morels takes out Lich, but gets traded out. Ten minutes already in the game, guys. Goal difference is like 5. Catching up. MOB is definitely catching up. But they gotta give it their all on their marksman, but it seems like Lich is not in a position to come and say hi. They don't really have somebody to keep them in place also. It's only Cho that has that potential. The Lord is up. C3M might look for this Lord and end it quickly. Unless they want to fight. We got some Vladimir Putins in the chat. That's just wild. That's freaking wild. Yeah, even see, they're just trying to bait out MOB to come out and contest for this lore, but I don't know if MOB are that dumb to take this, to contest this. Alright, Lord secured to the side of C3M. I'll try to make this quick. They'll try to destroy our inhibitors because only 1 inhibitor remaining. This is an onslaught for C3M because if you look at their turrets, not even a single tick. You can see Van Morels here. They have to be careful of the Way of the Dragon because that could be the ending session if you're gonna go in. But here comes the wrath of C3M. They take down Ruby. They might as well look for the second kill here, but Sangim's out, Meiji out, and also Vampire down. 3 deaths for MOB. Not 1 death for C3M as they're looking for more kills. Lich is in trouble, but he kind of like spears it down. They got 1 kill, but to what avail again? An absolute crushing defeat for MOB, but C3M are toying. They're playing with food at this point. What a turn, what a grand finals, guys. Maybe this is why it's a best of 5 series, because C3M, they are a team formed under C3, of course. And if you guys know C3, that's an organization, I think, managed by Octopus. In terms of drafting, I don't know if Octopus did the draft, but I'm pretty sure it's either Supreme or Van Morels that did the draft. But they're just YOLOing. I mean Nox going for the mid lane he just has a Fury Hammer and just plays around it, toying down MOB there. Especially in that last fight where he was at the brink of dying, but he still fight up. There's the potential of an Arlot. Sustain is what he actually gives out. And his vengeance also is very fast enough. It's like a puncture, but I feel like it's a faster than a puncture. Lancelot's puncture. But anyhow, guys, it's gonna be point 2 for C3M Meraki indeed. But it seems like we're gonna be taking a 15-minute break. I'm pretty sure, as we're gonna go back to the caster desk and you'll see me. Hello, guys. I'm actually dying over here. Freaking dying, bro. C3M, of course, are gonna have the 2, but this could be the match point for what C3M, because looking at the gameplay, MOB needs to learn a lot still. Not pick the Dirat jungle. I think that was their pocket pick, but it does not work against a Fanny, especially after you know that if you see a Fanny, you can opt for many choices. But at first they opt for a Khufra against a Lancelot. I can understand because dashes could be cancelled with the bouncing ball, but as you guys can see there, going straight for something that counters you is just quite concerning there. But anyhow, not 3, what the freak. Okay, 2. We'll be back in 15 minutes break because I'm also tired. But anyways, this is bolting the casting desk and streaming also. Okay, so we'll see you guys in a jiffy. Catch you later. Woo! Welcome back. That was quite a 15-minute break there, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, we're back into the Elite, the Guardians Elite Tournament of the Open Championship, Season 1. I'm pretty sure presented by the Guardians Elite, of course. And we are looking here on the scoreboard, which is 2-0-2 or 2-0. C3M... We're actually going really crazy in hand with this one, huh? Because this could be a very clean sweep, a very one-sided match once again, unless MOB have come up with a better draft that can kind of counter C3M, because C3M are definitely going to look down on them once again, maybe with another pick. Maybe we could also see a Ruby Gold at this point. So even Eudora could be picked for C3M at this point. So we will see. Player is still readying up for the drafting, but yes, it's gonna be just as two gates. And as 15-minute break is over, it seems like our teams are gonna get ready. But right now, though, wow, that second match was purely. At the first match, C3M were serious, but after knowing their opponents are not as half-assed, they just went with the the mid lane Arlott, which we don't usually see here, guys. It's a very experimental pick. Only works if you are the best of the best. And if you're up against team or inexperienced team, basically. I'm just showing my forehead there. That's crazy, bro. That's a big forehead. And hopefully, guys, you're back. Hope you enjoy this session. It's just me trying to handle everything. But of course, management is going to be in the background doing the pause, calling the teams. Right now, it seems like they are trying to bully Van Morales because they're telling him to get kicked. The fact that he's the jungler of C3M, but MOB though. I'm not biased to C3M, but this is an absolute disaster. They can, they still have to be experienced. They need a lot of experience in terms of drafting. I mean, they know some meta that's kind of working out. They've gone for the Zetian. They're going for 2 times pick of a Granger. It's commendable, but if your team is not quite there to support you as a Granger player, the Granger is very hard to use because unlike the other marksman, he's not a DPS marksman. He's more of like a skill-based marksman. Kind of like a Clint, but a Clint has his, cooldowns. In terms of range, his range can be multiplied with the Malefic gun, but other than that, I don't know. I would be actually quite thrilled to see a Clint win or lose. But definitely work better than the Granger, of course, guys, because Granger right now in that team composition, it's not gonna work out. Instead, it's just I think Amiya or something could work really even better. Because they want something DPS, they want something that can deal consistent damage, and Granger is not that consistent in dealing that damage. Instead, he relies too much on his demonic energy, and if you don't get, the stack that you need in certain intervals of time, that's where it actually converts. His only good thing about his kit is the fact that it's a must. You can pick a must pick for a Sky Piercer, and you can snipe people down. That Sonata is nerfed down a bit, but it's still a decent ultimate, if you guys ask me. But it's just that, even that Sonata, unless you have like 1000 stacks, you're not going to be shooting like 6 Death Sonatas at once, even 7 or 8. You need a lot of stacks to be dealing consistent damage, and Granger is not that guy who can deal that consistency. In terms of move and spray, he's a great one. I like Irithel, but of course Irithel signs at everything, but it seems like the drafting gonna start. We'll see you there, guys. This is gonna be kind of a long now. This is gonna I kind of messed up the everything there. Thought I pressed the match one, but it kind of takes me back to the other screen, which is kind of weird. But yes, of course, we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in the grand finals. 0-2 is the score right now. C3M are just taking it all at this point. They just don't care. And of course, they're gonna go for the usual bans. Usually the Irifel and the Alucard. This Alucard ban has been such a troll. I mean, in solo rank, of course, Alucard works because there's not really, you know, sane-minded people that are gonna be doing drafts. So it's kind of safe to pick an Alucard and maybe like just snowball carry because he is a potential candidate to go for the 1v5s because of his insane damage and lifesteal. And what complements him is a rose gold as well. If you have a Warx, you can heal up pretty quick. The usual previous bans we see to the side of MOB as well. They want to shut down 2 hero pools of Van Morels, but Van of course can bring up that Fanny again, just obliterate anyone unless MOB take it first. But I'm not sure if they're capable of playing a Fanny just yet. I'm never sure, right? I'm never sure. I feel like Van is not here anymore. They're saying that Van cannot log in the game. It's wild. But of course, the mid lane Gusion is gonna start. First picking a Jushin, especially with a Gusion here. A Gusion actually a good... it's an okay answer to a Jushin because a Jushin is... The only way to counter this is range and also burst. And Gusion has that. Alright, this time around Zenny is gonna go for that first... no, not actually first. Nox is not given the Arlet this time. Oh, like we said, I feel like they're listening. Nah, never mind, they're not listening. All right, yeah, there's a Moskov as well, which can be a way better pick than a Granger because this is a DPS. And basically, you know, have that, you know, heal, have that repositioning skills, more frequent dashes, and you know, a global ultimate that can help you rotate a lot faster. You know, have a surprise element as well. Okay, it's an okay draft to the side of MOB this time if they want to counterfeit these other guys. This could be a Gatot Rome. No, it's not really a Gatot Rome. It's gonna be an EXP against an Arlot. But yeah, this Gatot is gonna be very steely. Arlot won't be able to burst him down unless he goes for the full damage, but it's like a double-edged sword, especially if you'll be hitting the passive of a Gatot Katya. So Zenny, I'm pretty sure he is skilled enough to be aware. But look at his bans coming in. Second phase of the ban, of course, they're gonna be taking out that carry because they don't want to carry to melt down their tanky ones, especially Gatot and maybe a Zushin as well. Alright. Damian though. Damian is actually back now. Didn't know that Damian was a mid laner, or maybe like I feel like Damian this time around is gonna be that gold. I've seen him play gold before. It was Karina right now in those second phases of the wins, but Damian is definitely gonna go for the gold lane Kimi. I haven't been seeing gold lane Kimi instead. She is definitely better on the mid lane. But it also works. It's just that Kimi's kit is very suited for a mid laner. But the only thing that she lacks is the burst. Alright, no super Im with the Baxia this time. They're carefully spotting C3M this time because if they lose this, they throw away the money. They lose everything. Let's get the second place. But oh, Lithium. Karina's gonna be using a Ling. Is it gonna be a Ling? Could be a Tempest of Blades, 4 swords catching time around. This Gusion is gonna do some flashy plays though. But if they pick Ling, yeah, they're not gonna do it because they are very squishy. Instead, they're anticipating for something that's gonna be a tanky pick to the side of MOB. Most likely utility. Yes, they see through that and they fell for it. I don't know why MOB. They could have just changed their draft, man. Oh, this alpha is gonna tear them apart, tear them to stretch. No wonder why they banned the carry. They were scared of the potential of a carry. They can shred them down because 3 tanky picks, guys, but it's an alpha. An alpha is also like a carry. True damage. C3M literally saw right through that, bro. This is why I say experience matter, guys. But of course, can't say it'll be a 3-0 now, guys. Unless I'm proven wrong by an OB. The only saving grace could be a good implosion. Because not all the members of C3M, they take Purify. So they're quite confident on their reaction time skills. Maybe Moskov also. But Moskov is going to be targeted a lot. Because there's going to be 3 burst heroes to just go for the Moskov and then they take him out. But Vampire is not a jungler this time. It's going to be Lich switching up. And here we are. Final Land of Dawn session, ladies and gentlemen, into the Open Championship of the Guardian Elites. Best of 5. Might as well end here. This is a match point for C3M on the red side, and on the blue side it's going to be the beloved MOB. This time for jungle, C3M are looking for the red jungle side. They rotate slowly towards the gold side. They'll not invade the jungle this time around because, you know, nobody's helping out the alpha there because that farming speed is quite slow. The red buff is a bit, you know, harder to come by and harder to take down because of the fact that it has more HP. The fight's coming in the bot side here. Nox is kind of in trouble. He gets taken out. The true knockup coming in from the Jushin. That's good, but to what avail? C3M are still looking for some kills, and yes, they get the first blood. And it's gonna be raised wife down the drain. And first blood to the side of C3M, spilled by blood. They're going for the invade this time around because Mr. Alpha is here. Still not level 4 enough to go for the Spear of Alpha, but in terms of level wise, C3M has that advantage, finally has that ultimate. Chokes down the Fedrin. And another kill for C3M. Knows now, Nox is still playing around. He haven't died once yet, but going for the Petri combo to make sure that they're staying still. That's a Spear of Alpha missed. But C3M are still going for more. Retribution being popped by Lich. Secure the Torn Lizard. I'm pretty sure he secured it, but oh, Karina is in trouble. But nobody dares touch this guy because he's fully buffed. They're gonna go for another Gatan on the other side, but they're gonna leave him for now as they're looking for Turtle Soup. And for sure they'll get the Turtle Soup. Oh, the evade coming in from Supreme again with a belly flops. The heavy spin to knock down the only member that is Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero gets subdued once again. The AOG comes in to knock on through. But to what avail? This is gonna be another death for the side of MOB. Nope. Too Paul Nath, but too tanky. And as you shouldn't do it by itself, but oh, the Spear of Alpha itself. So much damage already for this Karina. But here comes that kind of like a TikTok play coming in from Nox. Didn't quite find the damage to burst down Sub-Zero just yet. But then he also trying to find himself just using that collector skin. But this could be a good implosion. The tree being set towards the middle. That the funneling effect of that. That is a double kill for MOB this time. And they take out 3 members of C3M. The overextension definitely had a price to be paid for, but this time around MOB slowly climbing back on the gold, but Nox still not having enough damage to burst down the Jushin. Because Jushin already has that elegant gem which deals, you know, gives HP. And once she completed the clock, or maybe she'll try to go for the anti-heal, that's gonna be the glowing one. But finally Genius one picked up by Nox. Might be enough to burst down a Jujin this time. And this time around, here comes Super M again with a heavy spin. They knock down Lich, and also the AOG comes in to kind of stop everybody in process of C3M. They force flickered out. They trade 1-for-1. Nox is down, but still no. Oh, something's gonna happen here. That is a Karina coming joining the ranks now. They take out Selgrim. I thought MLB will take another kill, but it seems like C3M just got that micro edge to use the bush as their advantage, and they find themselves out of that big fray. This Vampire here taking the blue buff though. I'm quite sure. Maybe he stole it, or is it just he secured it from his own jungle? Another invade coming in from C3M now. They are relentless. They just don't want any hope, any chance of farming opportunities. Because Vampire, they are falling to the bot side. I feel like the heavy spin connects. Here comes the final slash towards 3 members of MOB, because then he's gonna look for the escape. The Petri combo comes in. The Shadow Blade slaughters Lich. And once again, 10 kills already decided. C3M is gonna be a 0-3, guys. It is gonna be that 0-3, it seems. More gonna happen. You see Zenny here just playing around the pure domination of C3M. That is a good spear. Forgot the name of the spear now. Spear of Misery coming in, and they were able to take down 2 there. Spear of Misery kebapping 3 members of C3 is just enough time, and the AOG following up, that's a good macro place. Of course, they were rewarded, but for how long? That's a misimplosion. Nox kind of baited out Sub-Zero. What is gonna happen now? Never know. Tides have turned. At least as another heavy spin knocking to corner side. Lich cannot find to get the save on. This AOG to mist. Here comes the Spear of Destiny. Comes in to find kills, but not quite. As Selgrim gets taken out right now. But don't forget, Mr. Spear of Alpha is gonna be dropping in just here. Not quite seeing that jump just yet, but of course Zenny's gonna come in maybe with a flicker final slash because he has it. He goes for 3. That's knocked up, and yes, 4 members of MOB dusted in an instant. It's quite a play from Zenny, because he knows what he's doing. Kind of turtle soup now. It's only 7 minutes, and some tier 1s have fallen for MOB already. This could be another Lich thirsted down, but not quite. He's slow, but he's still alive. In terms of itemization, oh, Kimmy is going for concentrate instead of penetration, so more like sustain. We'll go for the penetration maybe next, or yeah, he's actually going for the blood wings instead. Interesting. Oh, SOD coming in. The destruction is gonna connect to Super Rim as he gets kebab down. Ultimate used by the Alpha. Won't be surviving and sustaining any part yet. Nox is not gonna go for the sword spike. Too dangerous. Look at Damian though, melting down Sub-Zero, and that is a kill. Then he tried to secure it but didn't get it. It's just trying to say our kill, but he does not find that kill. Fortunate for Demi, but it's alright. Maybe you'll get the second one because kill stealing could happen. As most likely Arlot's going for a Fury Hammer for a bit of penetration and damage. Final slash coming up. Spear of Alpha. Here comes the Energy Eruption to get the taunt, but the AOG follows up, but no, Lich gets taken down. Karina also gets traded out. Both of the junglers traded out, but Selgrim also down. Another heavy spin, so heavy they take down Vampire. They're gonna go for that triple kill. This could be a wipe, I think, and that it is. C3M go for a 2-5 trade. I call it a W trade any time of the day. It's a win-win. It's a win-lose situation for MOB. But 2 Holy Grail Blessing is used up. Only 1 defensive system on the top. I don't know. I'm still super him though. He's trying to act like he's AFK just to get the knocks. Maybe some secures, but getting pulled down. Selgrim gotta go for the Unbreakable. Lich also follows up with a chain CC. Almost take down Super M, but you know that Super M. Oh, Vampire out of nowhere. Comes in with an SOD, the securing SOD. Precision at its finest. Super M down, but a tank, a roam for a Lord. It's trouble now. Big time on top. MLB still finding the place to protect their fortress. Sub-Zero fortifying that, but oh, a good knock-up coming in from Spear of Alpha. Almost taking out 3 with him, but Selgrim with your hand. They're way too tanky. They still have those Purify, especially for Meiji. But this could be it, the final push. Or they use this opportunity to take down inhibitors for now. Forcing finding up Vampire. Don't want to get caught in the stickiness of the Alpha. Just going to thirst down this inhibitor, of course. That's 1 inhibitor down for MOB. This could be the match point. And secured is Selgrim. Sub-Zero is trying to get the AFK session coming in. A good flicker implosion could have been very messed, but don't forget Super M still has that heavy spin. Vampire down. Could be a Sub-Zero down as well. Skypiercer for Nox to secure. Zenny is down. It's a 1-4 trade. W trade any time of the day. But the Crimson Beacon is not going to be enough to save them for this impending doom that awaits them. And that is a 3-0 clean sweep for C3 Meraki, as they are going to celebrate this victory with a teriyaki chicken, or I don't know. Oh, goodness gracious. 11:26. Complete onslaught. C3M, they didn't even get dusted. They have their clothes clean. Not even a bloodbath. It's just slaughter, massacre. And that is it, guys. That is it. That concludes the Guardians Elite Esports Open Championship here. The grand winners, C3M, proving themselves the best, at least in Garo Hills, because this is a Garo tournament. And I'm quite honored to be here to cast for this event. And yes, the grand finals have come to an end. Thank you guys for the support, but an absolute one-sided match with witness here. They're telling me to dance here, but I feel like we can no analysis to do there, because it's just pure massacre. They've lost already when the alpha pick comes, and they still went for their initial plans, banning out the carry. And that is it, guys. Good night. 0-3 absolute cinema. Yep. I don't know what Octopus told me to say, but it seems like I'm gonna go fine again. I guess the Mitela. Is that a word in Garo? I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, Mitela. Mitela, guys. They're telling me to dance, so yes. I'm gonna go dance with a little bit of... Don't get the ziggles, but yeah. Done and dusted. It's cool. We'll see you guys then, okay, guys? I'm gonna go because there's nothing else to talk about. But thank you for the managers for this opportunity. This is just Bolt on the desk signing out. We'll see you guys maybe in season 2. Ciao.